Hello everyone, and thank you for joining today's webinar. My name is Vic Turner and I'm a field sales engineer here with the Sage Construction and Real Estate Group. And I'm going to try to demonstrate how Sage 100 Contractor can address all of your needs with one integrated suite of solutions from one vendor, no matter what type of construction you do. However, please keep in mind as we go through the brief presentation today, we don't have time to cover all of the features and benefits that Sage 100 Contractor has to offer. So if you're a specialty contractor and don't see specific examples that reflect the type of work that you do, please don't assume that Sage 100 Contractor can't meet your needs. At the end of the presentation, I'll provide contact information where you can request a one-on-one demonstration of Sage 100 Contractor that would be tailored to your needs. Before we actually look at the software, I'm going to start out by asking a few key questions. Can you print current and accurate job cost reports on demand without rekeying data? Can you capture and retrieve information on mobile devices in the field for daily field reports that capture and record things such as labor hours, equipment used on the jobs, and document potential change orders? Can you generate construction-specific billing such as the AIA schedule of values, time and material billing, or unitary billings? If you're a service contractor or you also do service work, can you dispatch work orders to mobile devices in the field where technicians can complete them for labor and materials, take before and after photos, and have the customer sign off on them so they can be billed? Will your current system automatically generate workers' comp reports, certified payroll reports, and union reports, all as a byproduct of payroll? If you own heavy equipment, can you track maintenance and charge equipment used on the job based on usage, also from the field? And can you generate quotes and estimates that also automatically create proposals, the job budget, purchase orders, and subcontract agreements? All in one system? Furthermore, can you accomplish this on demand at the push of a button, reports that are current and accurate, and do it without rekeying or rehandling data? Sage 100 Contractor can. So let's take a look. This is the Sage 100 Contractor desktop. The tabs across the top represent the various modules within Sage 100 Contractor. Users can navigate through the system by selecting a tab at the top or by selecting from a menu of items over on the left-hand side of the screen. Another way users can navigate through the system is by creating customized workflows out here on the desktop that represent only those features and functions necessary for them to do their job. As I mentioned at the beginning of this webinar, our customers represent a very diverse group of contractors working in a variety of trades and who work in all 16 divisions of the construction industry. Because of this, Sage 100 Contractor has a wide range of applications and features to offer. However, this also means that any specific customer may be using some features that another customer might not be using, once again, depending on the type of construction they do and what type of contractor they are. When first setting up the system, customers can determine which modules and menu items that each individual user will need in order to do their job. By setting up customized workflows of menu items on the Sage 100 Contractor desktop and hiding the menu, a user logging into the system is only presented with the options they need to perform their day-to-day activities. It also makes it very easy to train new users on how to use the system. If I need to add something from the system menu to my own personal process map or modify it in any way, all I need to do is click on this link in the bottom left of the screen that says, click here to edit the process map for projects, and the system menu reappears on the left-hand side of the screen. I can then navigate to the menu item that I want to add and drag it out onto the process map. I can delete items, move items around, and even link them together to indicate the sequence in which they're to be selected. Users are only able to access menu items and features that their individual security privileges allow them to access. I'm going to leave the menu open for the remainder of this demonstration, as there may be other menu items that are not displayed on my process maps that we may want to examine. Another important feature that a user might see when logging into Sage 100 Contractor is the Sage 100 Contractor dashboard. Once again, an individual user's security profile determines whether or not they can access the dashboard, and if so, also determines the content that's displayed on the dashboard. If I'm the owner or CFO, this is the dashboard that I might see when logging in, and these are the KPIs or key progress indicators that I have determined are important to me. Here I can see my cash accounts, cash flow, income from operations, and this data is as current as the very latest transactions entered into the system. One very important feature on my specific dashboard that I would like to point out is the alerts feature in Sage 100 Contractor. Alerts can easily be set up by the users and are determined to let you know in real time certain pieces of information that are time sensitive and critical for you to know in a timely manner so that you can make informed decisions about events that may have a negative impact on your company's financial well-being. Here I can see a few examples of alerts that I have set up to alert me about events that have just occurred or are about to occur. One of these is an alert that there are subcontractors with certificates of insurance that will expire within the next 30 days. Here's another alert reminding me that I have unapproved change orders that need to be approved. Another example is an alert that I have unbilled service work orders that need to be billed. Alerts can be created not only to display to the dashboard, but also be configured to send email alerts to those individuals responsible for managing and responding to those events. Here we are back at my desktop at the Projects tab, where I'd like to introduce you to just a few of the many on-demand job cost reports available in the system, starting with the job status report. Because I use this report frequently, I've placed it out on the process map on my desktop for the Projects tab. There are literally hundreds of reports and report variations available in the system, and for any report, there are a number of options available to tell the system how I want to see it. I can print it to the screen, export it to Excel, Word, or PDF format. I can also send this report directly out of Outlook or whatever email client you may be using, such as Gmail. Let's say that this is a report that I want sent out automatically to my project managers every Monday morning at 6 a.m. All I have to do is set it up on the report scheduler, tell it when I want it sent out, and who I want it sent to, and the report scheduler will automatically send it out via email as a PDF attachment. Report filters let you select the specific information that you want to see. For this report, I can filter by job, job type, job status, supervisor, and posting period. I'm going to select job 207 from my list of jobs and view it on the screen. Here I can see my original contract, approved change orders, and revised contract. Below that, I can see for each cost code the original budget, revised budget including approved change orders, current period cost, job to date cost, percent complete, and projected cost. This is all real-time information and is as current as the very latest transactions posted to this job. As I scroll down through this report, if I see a number that doesn't look right, I can drill down on that item to see the actual transactions that make up that amount. For example, I can see that for cost code 16100 electrical wiring, this job has incurred $19,200 in total cost. If this doesn't look right to me, I can drill down to see the transactions that make up that number. And if I want more information about any of these individual invoices, I can keep drilling down until the system eventually displays the actual accounts payable entry transaction for that invoice. I'm going to select this invoice for $4,200 to see what it's all about. I'm going to drill down again until I see the actual invoice entry. If you have the Sage Paperless Document Imaging module, you can actually see the actual image of the invoice and supporting documents that is stored in the Sage Paperless Vault for this particular transaction. Here I'm able to see the actual invoice, lien waiver, and subcontract agreement that were all part of this transaction. I would also like to point out that this subcontract agreement was created using the Forms tool in Sage 100 Contractor. The system comes with basic templates for all of the necessary forms, and by using the Forms tool, you're able to create very specific forms to look the way you want to see them. Now that I've validated the amount that was posted to my job by drilling all the way down to the supporting documents, All I have to do is back out one screen at a time to get back where I've started. This is all real-time information that is current and accurate. With only a couple of mouse clicks, I'm able to quickly find key information and determine exactly where I stand on this job. Before we move on to examine other important aspects of the system, let's look at a few more job cost reports. This is the committed cost report. The committed cost report gives you a snapshot of where you're at as far as your commitments versus your cost to date. Here I can see for a given job my revised budget, my actual cost to date, my committed cost, and my remaining budget. So as I apply invoices through accounts payable to this job in the cost codes, those amounts move from a committed category, which would be a purchase order or subcontract, to an actual cost to date. And once again, I can drill down on these numbers if I need more information on what those are about. Besides giving me a high-level at-a-glance snapshot of all my jobs, the Work in Progress report provides a lot of crucial information that I need to know. For example, if I'm a general contractor doing bonded work, or if I'm doing any long-term fixed-price contracts, this report lets me know the actual earned revenue for any given job. Because of the timing of when my jobs are billed and when the costs are incurred, I may be overbilled on any job or underbilled. This report provides me the information I need to adjust my profit and loss statement so that it reflects the actual earned revenue of all of my jobs for that month. In addition to job cost reporting, the Projects tab allows me to manage change orders, RFIs, submittals, transmittals, daily field reports, and more. But what if I'm a project manager wanting to manage all of these things for a specific job? The Project Work Center consolidates all of these options by job into one menu selection so that I can quickly and easily find and manage everything for this job without having to open and close multiple menu items and filter for what I'm looking for. Over on the left-hand side are all of my favorite job cost reports already filtered for this job. Over on the right, I have access to all of my change orders, daily field reports. I can even manage and complete my billing for this job, which happens to be billed using the AIA G702 Schedule of Values format. All I do is pull up Schedule of Values, update the percent complete for each contract line item, and email it right out of the system. Let's say that I just received an email alert from the Sage 100 Contractor Alerts Manager that I have unapproved change orders that need to be approved. Here I can open up the change order, complete it, and email it out of the system to the owner for approval. But what if I happen to be in the field? Sage Field Operations connects superintendents and project managers working in the field with the back office where they can manage their jobs remotely using their smartphones and tablets. If I'm a superintendent or project manager in the field, this is a view I might see when logging into the system using my iPad. From this list of my jobs, I select the job I'm currently working on, and from here I'm able to manage and create purchase orders, create daily field reports, RFIs, potential change orders, take job photos, and download important documents from the back office. The daily field report lets me record labor used on the job, equipment used on the job for that day, meeting minutes, subcontractors working on the job, report production units, report incidents, attach photos, and more. Another way to enter time is to allow individual users to enter their time on cell phones. This can be true for individual employees or for supervisors as well. Supervisors can pick employees individually from a list, or they can pick an entire crew. Individual workers only can see and enter their own time. All time entered for a job flows through to the daily field report, where it can then be approved by the supervisor or project manager. This is the completed daily field report. It can now be signed off on by the superintendent, and a PDF copy is generated, which becomes attached to the job record in the back office. All of this information is updated in the back office in real time. Labor hours and equipment usage reported on the job creates the time card transactions in the payroll module for those employees, and equipment gets charged to the job based on usage. Payroll personnel can now edit or add additional payroll transactions for those employees and process payroll. If this is a job that is billed based on production units, then those production units flow directly into the billing module so the job can be billed. This is a unitary billing format for a contract with a schedule based on production units and unit prices. Quantities from the daily field report get updated to the grid, and the system produces an invoice with a schedule of values billing document based on units. Time and material billings for cost-plus jobs are automatically created from labor, material, and equipment posted to the job during the month that have accumulated in a billing file where rate tables containing markups for overhead and profit mark those costs up and automatically generate T&M billing invoices. There is so much more that we could discuss about how Sage 100 Contractor can help you improve your job cost and project management capabilities, but we only have a limited time, and so next I'd like to discuss service management. This is the Sage Service Operations Scheduler in the back office. Sage Service Operations lets you quickly create and dispatch work orders and job assignments electronically to workers and technicians. Workers and technicians in the field log in on their smartphones and tablets where they see their assignments for the day. Over on the left, I can see a list of open work orders where I can assign them to my technicians based on availability by dragging and dropping them out onto the dispatch board. I can view the dashboard by the day, by the week, by the next 2 weeks, or for the month, and work orders are colored for urgency or stages of completion. If I have multiple service departments, such as an MEP contractor with separate departments for mechanical, electrical, and plumbing, I can set up different dispatch board views for each department, or I can see all of my departments at once. If I'm a contractor that does renovations or repairs or other jobs that may be of short duration, and I have field personnel who may be working on dozens of small jobs in a week, or 2 weeks or a month, I can establish job assignments by changing my lookup from work orders to jobs. Now I can drag and drop job assignments out on the schedule based on my field workers' availability. If I'm a technician in the field, this is the view that I see when logging into Sage Service Operations on my mobile phone. I can also display this on a smart tablet, in this case my iPad. Here I can see all my assignments for the week. I'm going to open this work order number 1254. One way to record work order time is by using punch actions such as travel, start, lunch, and completed. I can record inventory parts used on the work order taken from my truck and take before and after pictures. Once I'm completed, I can view the service report and capture the customer's signature so that the work can be billed, or I can collect payment all from my iPad. Labor from the completed service work order gets automatically updated to the payroll entry grid in the back office, and a service invoice is generated for the completed work order from the service receivables module. Updating job assignments in the field works the same way as updating work order assignments. Field personnel log in using their mobile devices, in this example an iPhone, where they can see their assignments. Assignment time can then be recorded using punch actions, or field personnel can simply record the hours worked and submit their time. Job assignment time flows into the back office payroll where it can be billed based on the billing method for that job contract. So far, we've talked a lot about payroll time capture in the field for daily field reports and service work orders, and I want to spend a few minutes talking about the construction-specific payroll reporting capabilities of Sage 100 Contractor, starting with prevailing wage or certified payroll reporting. This is one example of a certified payroll report generated by the system. These are specific to the individual states, and at Sage we do try to stay on top of these changes. This report is generated as a byproduct of running your payroll, and no additional input is required to generate these reports. The workers' comp report is also a byproduct of your normal day-to-day payroll activities. Users set up the workers' comp rate tables furnished by their insurance company, complete with the experience mod factor and premium discounts. These rates can then be associated with labor cost codes so that as time is being charged to the jobs in the field, the corresponding exposures are being captured automatically. Union benefits and deductions set up in the employee records allow the system to also trap time card data from the field and calculate union fringes and benefits and generate the union reports on demand. Along with payroll time captured in the field, equipment time is also captured, and the equipment module calculates charges to the jobs based on usage. Here we see an equipment record, and on the Cost and Billing Rates tab, we see the different billing rates for daily, weekly, and monthly usage. Maintenance schedules can be established and alerts set up to send email reminders to the shop when service is due for a piece of equipment. Equipment management reports can be produced on demand that can help us determine if we are underutilizing this piece of equipment or if it's becoming too costly for us to operate. Finally, I'd like to spend a few minutes demonstrating the estimating module. We can and frequently do spend an entire webinar focusing just on estimating, and since we do only have a few minutes remaining, I will attempt to explain the many capabilities of Sage 100 Contractor Estimating Basic from a high level. This is the estimating takeoff grid, and the basic components of the takeoff are the parts and assemblies. Assemblies are composed of a group of individual parts that are required to make a specific unit of that assembly. In this example, we can see an assembly for a 12 by 8 foot foundation wall. Below that are all the material and labor parts that are required to make a lineal foot of this wall. I'll open up this part record, and here we can see the cost code and cost type that this part is typically associated with, as well as the default cost and the vendors we typically buy this part from. By placing a quantity of, in this case, 800 lineal feet of wall in the quantity cell, the system can then calculate the corresponding quantities for this particular assembly, and once I do that for all the assemblies in the estimate, I can complete my takeoff. I can also have the system tell me which vendors have the lowest prices for materials and subcontract bids. Now I can tell the system to create the job budget, create all of the purchase orders and subcontract agreements, and now I'm ready to start managing this job day to day. Unfortunately, we've reached the end of our allotted time for today's presentation, and I want to make certain that we leave enough time to answer any questions that you may have typed into the chat log. But before we do that, I would like to briefly recap what we've tried to demonstrate here today. The estimating module generates accurate estimates from a database of parts and assemblies that contain current pricing from your material suppliers and subcontractors. From these estimates, proposals are generated, and if a job is awarded, the estimating module actually creates the job budget as well as the job purchase orders and subcontract agreements. Daily field reports created in the field by superintendents using their mobile devices record labor hours, equipment hours, and units of production for the job. Superintendents document potential change orders, attach job photos, record meeting minutes, incidents, and more. This information is updated in the back office in real time. Labor hours are sent to the back office and once approved, create time card entries in the payroll module. Workers' comp reports, certified payroll reports, and union reports become a byproduct of payroll and can be printed on demand. Time and material billings for cost-plus jobs are automatically created from labor, material, and equipment posted to the job during the month that have accumulated in a billing file where rate tables containing markups for overhead and profit mark those costs up and automatically generate T&M billing invoices. Progress billings for jobs with fixed price contracts can be generated based on percentages of completion entered into the schedule of values each month by the project manager. Unitary billings are generated for jobs with contracts that are based on a schedule of bid items with quantities and unit prices. The schedule of bid items is updated from production units that were entered in the daily field report. Potential change orders documented in the field generate dashboard and email alerts that remind the project manager that there are unapproved change orders that need to be approved. In the service department, work orders and job assignments are created and dispatched to workers and technicians in the field, who, logging in on their mobile devices, see their work orders and job assignments for the day. Once on site, technicians can easily look up repair history for the equipment being serviced and attach before and after pictures and update the work order for labor and materials used. All of this information is updated in the back office in real time. Work order labor is sent to the payroll module and inventory is updated for materials used. The customer signature is captured electronically and the invoice gets billed. Equipment hours entered on daily field reports, job assignments, and work orders automatically get updated in the back office. Jobs are charged for usage based on charge rates established in the individual equipment records in the equipment module. Equipment utilization reports generated from the equipment module provide information that lets managers know if a certain piece of equipment is being underutilized or is becoming too costly to operate. Real-time, accurate, and up-to-date job cost reports are produced on demand at the push of a button, allowing managers to make timely decisions about their jobs and avoid costly overruns. I'm going to wrap up by asking you the same questions that I asked at the beginning of this presentation. Can you print current and accurate job cost reports on demand without rekeying data? Can you capture and retrieve information on mobile devices in the field for daily field reports that capture and record things such as labor hours, equipment used on the jobs, and document potential change orders? Can you generate construction-specific billing such as the AIA schedule of values, time and material billing, or unitary billings? If you're a service contractor or you also do service work, can you dispatch work orders to mobile devices in the field where technicians can complete them for labor and materials, take before and after photos, and have the customer sign off on them so they can be billed? Will your current system automatically generate workers' comp reports, certified payroll reports, and union reports, all as a byproduct of payroll? If you own heavy equipment, can you track maintenance and charge equipment used on the job based on usage, also from the field? And can you generate quotes and estimates that also automatically create proposals, the job budget, purchase orders, and subcontract agreements, all in one system? Furthermore, can you accomplish this on demand at the push of a button, reports that are current and accurate, and do it without rekeying or rehandling data? Sage 100 Contractor can. At Sage, we feel you should be able to produce accurate and current mission-critical job cost reports on demand with little or no additional input. We feel these reports should simply be a byproduct of your normal day-to-day accounting activities, activities such as paying employees, material suppliers, and subcontractors, as well as billing your customers. By capturing the relevant data at its source, there should be no need to handle that same data again. Managers and other stakeholders in the back office are able to print accurate, real-time, on-demand job cost and financial reports that help them spot problems as they occur and make timely decisions to prevent costly overrun and keep jobs on schedule. In conclusion, I'd like to thank everyone